Welcome to the Archive of Nations. Whom are the lawful keepers of the sacred records from time immemorial? This is the final chapter of the Claim of Thrones, entitled The Fallacy of Greece and Rome. Tablet 1, The Afar-Incas of Mount Olimbo. Welcome to our documentary on the origin of civilization in Europe. Today, we will unravel the myths, explore archaeological findings, and delve into historical evidence to shed light on Europe's true ancient heritage. Mythology has long captivated our imagination, but what do these tales reveal about Europe's origins? Contrary to popular belief, the myths do not support the notion that Europe, especially the Balkan Peninsula, was the original homeland of the hybrid albino Asians. Archaeological discoveries have unearthed a wealth of evidence challenging traditional narratives. The ancient Greeks, often seen as the progenitors of European civilization, were not a homogeneous group. They were, in fact, carbon organic families, tribes, and clans today referred to erroneously as black people. Turning to historical records, we find further confirmation of the true heritage of Europe. It becomes clear that these carbon organic families, tribes, and clans imparted knowledge of civilization and governance to the hybrid albino Asians. Symbols of government and civilization cannot be exclusively attributed to the latter. Welcome to the ancient lands of Greece, a land with a rich history and fascinating origins. Within this presentation by the Archive of Nations, we uncover the remarkable story of the matriarchal Libyo-Ethiopians, also known as Pelasgians, Danans, and Cadmians. It was these indigenous peoples who bestowed upon this land the name Greece, derived from the Nilotic term Graikoi. The Graikoi, or people of the Grey One, referred to themselves as such because they worshipped the goddess when she embodied the crone phase, marked by wisdom and age. This devotion to the goddess influenced their identity and gave rise to the term Graikoi, later translated as Greeks by the eventual invading Hellenes. As the Pelasgians migrated from Africa to Europe, they transplanted themselves from the Mountains of the Moon, a legendary African range, to Argolis, a corresponding region in Greece. Argolis, situated between Attica and Laconia, became the landing ground for Danaos, the legendary father of the Greek Danans and eponymous figure in Nilotic mythology, and so, the matriarchal Libyo-Ethiopians, known by various names, traced their roots from Africa to Greece, leaving behind a legacy that would shape the foundations of this ancient land. In the ancient land of Thessaly, a group of Cadmian and Ethiopians arrived via Canaan on a journey to find a new home. The Cadmians, who were the ancient inhabitants of Thebes, sought to settle in Thessaly, at the foot of a magnificent mountain. This mountain held great significance to the Cadmians, as it carried the same Nilotic Olympian tradition they held dear. They named the mountain Olimbo, a name that would later be rendered as Olimbos or Olympos by the Hellenes, and Olympus by the Latins. A letter from the king of Ahijah, written in the Hittite language around 1250 BC, mentioned a specific Cadmus as a forefather of the Ahijah people. It is believed that the term Ahijah referred to the Mycenaean world, the land of the Achaeans, located west of the powerful Hittite Empire. The people of Ahijah were none other than the Achaeans of Homer's epics, the early Mycenaeans, and the ancestors of the Trojans, a formidable seafaring nation. This connection between the Cadmians, the Mycenaeans, and the Trojans highlights the intricate web of carbon organic civilizations that once thrived in these lands. Remarkably, the ancient Greeks known as Pelasgians traced their ancestry back to the revered Ethiopians, a fact well known in ancient times. The Greek holy books narrate tales of mythological heroes who were believed to be derived from the Ethiopians. Among these heroes were the legendary figures of Hercules, Perseus, Athena, Cassiopeia, Andromeda, and many more, each with their own extraordinary tales of heroism and adventure. Their story, intertwined with a rich history connecting the ancient Greeks to the ancient Ethiopians. According to the ancient Pelasgians, the goddess Athene was believed to be born beside Lake Tritonis in Libya. Legends tell the story of her discovery and nurturing by the three nymphs of Libya, who were known to dress in goatskins. The renowned philosopher Plato connected Athene, the patroness of Athens, with the Libyan goddess named Neat. It is believed that the Greeks borrowed Athene's garments and aegis, protective mantle, which were inspired by the clothing worn by Libyan women. However, the main difference was that the Libyan women's leather garments were fringed with thongs, not serpents. Interestingly, present-day Ethiopian girls still wear a similar costume, reminiscent of the clothing worn by the ancient Libyan women. This traditional attire is sometimes adorned with cowries, which hold symbolic value. These cultural links highlight the enduring connections between myths and contemporary practices. Archaeological evidence suggests a significant Libyan immigration into Crete as early as 4000 BC. Furthermore, during the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, under the First Dynasty around 3000 BC by the Egyptian pharaoh referred to as Menes, whom is also known as the Canaanite deity Baal, a large number of Libyan refugees who worshipped goddesses seem to have arrived in Crete. This led to the emergence of the First Minoan Age, where Cretan culture flourished and spread to Thrace and early Helladic Greece. Thus, the influence of the Libyan goddesses and culture played a crucial role in shaping the early civilizations of Greece and its neighboring regions. In the ancient land of Kemet, there was a wise and powerful king named Belus. He was born to the mighty Poseidon and Libya and was the twin brother of Agenor. Belus' wife Anchino, the daughter of Nilus, blessed him with 3 sons, Aegyptus, Danaus, and Cepheus. Aegyptus, the eldest son of King Belus, was given the kingdom of Arabia. Not only did he rule over Arabia, but he also conquered the land of the Melampodes, known as the Blackfeet, and renamed it Egypt after himself. Aegyptus was known to have many sons, a total of 50, who were born to him from various mothers, including Libyans, Arabians, and Phoenicians. Danaus, on the other hand, was sent to rule over Libya. He was a remarkable leader and had 50 daughters, known as the Danaids. These daughters were born to him from various mothers, including Naiads and Hamadryads. What's intriguing is that this myth suggests that the Danaids were of African or Ethiopic origin, as their lineage could be traced back to their maternal and paternal sides. This myth holds an interesting historical significance. It tells us about the early arrival of Helladic colonists in Greece from Palestine. These colonists included immigrants from Libya and Ethiopia, linking the African origins of the Danaids and their connection to Greece. The myth of King Belus and the Danaids sheds light on the diverse heritage and origins of some of the most influential figures in Greek mythology. It reminds us that ancient Greece was a melting pot of different cultures and civilizations, with stories that traveled far and wide. In the latter half of the 2nd millennium BC, a transformative event unfolded in Thessaly. The Hellenes, led by their patriarchal god Zeus, overran the land to overthrow the reigning matriarchal African goddess. The steeple-peaked Olympus, once a symbol of the Thessalian landscape, became the new divine headquarters of the Hellenic pantheon. In summary, the convergence of myths, archaeological findings, and historical evidence strongly suggests that Europe, particularly the Balkan Peninsula, was not the original homeland of the hybrid albino Asians. Instead, it was the carbon organic families, tribes, and clans who shaped European civilization and bestowed the principles of governance upon the hybrid albino Asians. It's time to reassess our understanding of European history and acknowledge the contributions of diverse groups that shaped this ancient land. Join us on the next episode as we continue to unravel the mysteries of our past to create a better blueprint for the future for all fallen humanity. This series, The Claim of Thrones, will take you on a journey through the universe, across the galactic heavens to the eventual seeding of the planet Earth. This series will also cover the hidden realities of how humanity came about, the various cataclysms and restarts, and follow the various bloodlines of indigenous rights of inheritance. This narrative sets the sacred record straight in regards to who's who on the planet Earth and begins the journey of the lawful reversion and restitution for the heirs of Mother Earth. If you like this content, please subscribe and hit the notification button, as well as support across our many social media platforms.